we are at the grand reopening of the UNLV Boxing Gym. We are with Fight Capital, and we're about to show you a special performance from BTR Draken.
Let's go.
What's up, guys? It's Denise Bonafide, 702 Sports on the sideline. We are here at the UNLV reopening of the boxing gym, and we are with the biggest legends in town right now. Oh my goodness. How are you gentlemen doing?
We're doing great.
Great.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, we got Frank Slaughter, we got Jason Crocco, we got Coach Ron, because that's what he wants. Ron Frazier.
For sure.
And
Three-time champ.
three-time world champion.
How you doing?
How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Thank you guys all for having us. So, tell us about the reopening of the UNLV Boxing Gym. Why are we here today, guys?
Talk about it, Jason.
We're here because we're finally getting it back off the ground. Champions like X, the coaches like this, they started this, made it a big thing. It went downhill a little bit, but now we're reclimbing. Slowly but surely, we'll get back to the top.
This is historical right now. This is historical. This is a very big event for all of us here in Las Vegas. We are big boxing fans in Las Vegas. Boxing originated in Las Vegas. We have blown up around the world, and these guys, it's their fault.
I'll take credit for it.
I don't know if you should take credit for it.
I know.
Coach Ron!
I don't know about that. Yeah.
The road trips were X-rated.
Oh, okay. I want to hear some of these stories.
Well, all right. We'll start off with,
Yes.
with Sergeant Slaughter here. So we're in Seattle for a tournament, and myself, Skipper Kelp, who started to launch the program initially, and Chris Ben, another coach who will be here a little later. Well, we're at ringside with the guys, and then we find they're coming to the ring awful tired because somebody named Sergeant Slaughter in the back is taking them to like they done fought 5 rounds, 5 fights in the back before they even get out front. So Skip nonchalantly says, Coach, can you go in the back and send Frank out here?
Well, I'm a former Marine, and that's how we train.
That's how we train. Hardcore.
Yeah, but we didn't need them tired before the fight.
The fight before the fight.
Yeah,
I like
but
that.
in Frank's defense, Frank, I'll tell you this. Frank's such a good soul that he will do anything for this program.
Aw.
Anything for this program. If there's doors to be knocked on, phone calls to be made, people to talk to, somebody to help raise money, Coach Slaughter, Sergeant Slaughter will definitely be on the mission.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you don't want them sparring with your kids a week before regionals or nationals because they could get a broken nose. I don't know. Now, Jason here, who's relaunching the program, this is my favorite Jason story. So we're flying to Reno. Now, Jason takes medication. We are taxiing.
Yes.
We're taxiing. I am not the pilot. We're taxiing. Getting ready to take off. Jason yells, Coach! What? I forgot my meds. The meds that keep you alive? Yeah. All right. Maybe we can send some of the fighters that's coming up later to get them. Where do you live? I don't know. I just moved. What do you mean you don't know where you live and you forgot your meds?
Oh, no.
Coach, I forgot my meds. Fortunately, one of the other fighters knew where he lived.
The lesson is move your head.
Yes.
Move your head.
I think that was a problem before you started boxing. But one of the guys did know where he lived and brought up his meds, and here we are today.
Oh, yay!
still
We have
alive.
you alive and well. These are all great stories. Now, how long have you guys you guys have been boxing together since the beginning?
Yes,
So-
over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
1998 is when we started.
Wow.
I'm not
This
that
kid was
old. I don't know what you're
17
talking
years old,
about.
if I can remember. Just
I
graduated.
came in
from
the
high
gym in '99. I was still a senior in high school.
Yep.
These guys let me tag along.
Now, tell us about your journey with the UNLV Boxing Gym and Fight Capital. We got to hear this.
So I came into the gym when I was in high school still, and I was just kind of trying to stay out of trouble. And I heard these guys started a club, and I came to visit the club, and I ended up finding a family.
Is it like Fight Club?
Yeah, kind of.
Were you allowed to talk about it?
It was back then.
That's awesome.
I'm finally allowed to talk about it.
Now, how is boxing and fighting changed your life, restructured your life
It's
from
great.
the beginning?
I'm so glad that the boxing program is back, because I'm a graduate of the Lee Business School here at UNLV. But I'll tell you right now, the boxing program taught me more than I ever learned in any academic programs. Basically, just showing up every day,
Staying focused.
Yeah, you have a bad day in the sparring. You got to come back the next day, and that's just like how life is, really. You take some beatings, and you got to show up.
Get back up. You got to get back up.
And when you think about the feat that these students have done, a lot of them had to work, studies before they boxed. They had to be a full-time student. They had to have grade point averages to box, and then they had to come to the gym 5 to 6 days a week.
Wow.
So when these kids graduated from college, they were multitask people. You can give them a job, and they said, "This is all I got to do." I used to juggle 3 things, in a day.
Yeah.
For months at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
incredible.
That's what it's all about. With the student athletes first.
You basically help develop their lives and structure them and give them their career and their dream.
Our lives as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys speak on the impact of the partnership of Fight Capital Gym and UNLV, the family real gang?
I'll let Ron talk about that.
You know what? Skipper Kelp, who started the program, is also the head person at Fight Capital. He's just that guy, and everybody gravitates towards Skip. If you say something bad about Skip, it is you. Because I've never met anyone that's ever said anything bad about this guy. He was ranked number 2 in the world behind Felix Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya, had some setbacks, and ended up retiring and decided to give back to the community by starting the UNLV Boxing program. He has Fight Capitals, and to this day, if you're an elite boxer, you will see on ESPN somebody coming through, whether it's Canelo, somebody of that ilk, Earl Spence. They will be in Fight Capital training, because that's what Skip means to the program, and that's what he means to people.
That's why we went over there. We heard all about you guys.
Yeah, he's just that dude.
Yeah.
And one of the side notes that came from boxing and Skipper's reputation is that the UFC guys, when they were getting ready to get to the next level, they came to UNLV to box. And I'll never forget the day when come to UNLV and these guys are sitting on the wall. They have no shoes on. I said, Skip, who's these guys?
I'm going to get up in politics real quick. But
I said, Skip.
I love all you guys. I gotta get
Jason got to get into his event. He's got to get into his event.
To finish that, I said, Skip, who's these guys sitting on the wall? I ain't got no shoes on. What's this for boxing gym? He said, hey, Frank, that's called MMA. Old person said, what is MMA? And you're talking about some of the best guys in the UFC in the beginning, like Tito Ortiz, BJ Penn, Randy Couture, Forrest Griffin. We all had a part of that in the first to teach these guys how to box. I would spar John Lewis. I would spar Tony D'Souza. I would get knocked out, but it was fun.
This is incredible.
This is how all that started. This is what Skip does. So I came late to the team, and I'm training over at Fight Capital. It was called JSEC at the time. I'm training the likes of Randy Couture, Frank Trigg, Forrest Griffin, and a bunch of guys who are fighting in the UFC. Now, Skip is helping them out along the way, and then one day he says, don't come back into my gym. Like, what do you mean? He says, go train these guys. You know what to do. He said, so here's a guy who has all the experience in the world. He has a way better resume.
Yeah.
If he decides he wants to train him, I have no problem with that. And it wouldn't have never been an argument. But he said, no, he go do it. He said, these are your guys. As a matter of fact, I don't even want you training at my gym right now unless you're training them.
What did you feel in this moment?
I was like, all right, I'm going to go do it. And so the career I've had in MMA, where I've trained 9 different world champions and some legends of the game, like a Randy Couture, a Rico Rodriguez, a Frank Trigg, Vanderlei Silva, Vitor Belfort. That's all because of what Skipper Kelp gave to me.
So in the history of the UFC, they got to include UNLV as far as,
They have to.
starting this all off with the boxing world.
Yes, sir.
Lyle Nixon, one of our champions,
This is a national champion right here, Lyle Nixon.
Oh, we must
Yes,
speak
sir.
to
What's
you.
happening,
Yeah.
everybody?
So so when those MMA guys would come into the gym, we had to tell them that it was a different ball game with boxing.
Yep. Skip, it would bring all of them in, and it was crazy for us to be sparring with like pros from UFC and from boxing. It was, but it made our skills a lot tighter when we were ready to get in the ring with the other cats. Yeah.
The thing is, you feel, oh, I'm a boxer. I ain't got no respect for these guys that kick people in the legs. And so, you get in your little cocky. And I remember getting cocky with Tony D'Souza, and he knocked me out. It was all good.
In the gym?
Oh, when I got cocky, they just took me down. They didn't decide to stand anymore. Like, man, this sucks.
Wow, you guys have just an
But
incredible
Lyle,
history
you
together.
graduated. See, and this is the other thing. These guys, national champs,
Oh, yeah.
graduated. We graduate our kids that come to us.
My nephew who fought for us is around here somewhere.
Bring him over.
He graduated,
Let's just
and I
bring
went
the
to the PhD program as well. So he's smarter than he looks.
I wanted to ask the former world champs, seeing things come full circle, what does that mean to you? How does that feel to see UNLV rising above high levels, when it comes to reopening the gym and getting the recognition that's well deserved?
It's just a testament to the fact that we're a family. So we all kind of did our own thing, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like coming back from Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
yes.
nothing's changed. You know what I mean?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner. We are going to be giving away Whole Foods dinner for 4, fully cooked, sometime today before the end of the
That
show.
was my segue to you, actually.
Yeah. So
I knew
you
that.
guys are going to help, and maybe you guys will win this dinner.
And my segue is Chris Ben.
Chris, get on the mic.
Original coach from the beginning. It was Chris, Skip, and myself, and then Ron Frazier.
Chris, welcome aboard. Welcome
Yeah.
aboard to 702 Sports. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
We're doing great. Thank you so much for coming on. We're big fans of yours right now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you've got a
You're the
hype
one.
club going on. Yeah.
But you have to say your entire name. You guys can't say Chris Ben. You got to say the entire name.
Wait.
I'm saying hi.
This is the skipper. This is the skipper. If it wasn't the skipper, we wouldn't be here.
Skipper. You're the man. Now,
He's with Dana White right now at the UFC.
Chris, I'll get to two good skip stories.
Yes.
One, so CBT stands for Chris Ben-Tchavtchavadze, right? My last name is Frazier. Somehow Skip misspelled my name on every flight. But he had Chris's right. Like, how do you misspell Frazier, but he needs a consonant and you spell that right every time?
Pronounce it again.
Chris Ben-Tchavtchavadze.
Wait, what?
Yes, that's why we go CBT, because
CBT.
most of us have CTE right now and can't pronounce all that anyway. Now,
ADHD.
Skipper Kelp is good friends with Dana White now.
Yeah.
And this is 6 degrees of separation. So I was training a basketball player, Glenn Big Baby Davis. He was coming to my gym, but my gym front desk was tripping at the time. They're like, he needs to put a credit card on file. I'm like, this dude makes $3 million a year. We're good. I'll do our sessions, and at the end of it, I'll invoice his business manager. They'll send me a check or give us a credit card. No, they kept pressing him on. He's like, man, I can't work out like this. So he leaves. He ends up at Red Rock Station where they have a private gym. John Lewis happens to be there, and Skipper Kelp was there. He was like, hey, I need to get some mid-work in. Skip calls me and says, hey, Glenn Davis wants to train. I'm like, I can't train him, and I don't have time to go over there, so do your thing. So he starts training him. He looks at Dana and says, hey, you're looking a little heavy too. You probably need some work. It happens. They exchanged numbers, and maybe 3 or 4 months later, it finally happened where he got together with Dana White, and they've been good friends ever since. And then when I did season 16 of The Ultimate Fighter, Dana just raved about how great a person Skipper Kelp was. I'm like, that's my dude right there. And then
Full circle
Chris,
moments.
Chris always had a bad hip. He has new hips right now, so he couldn't tie his shoe once upon. I was like, Coach, can you tie my shoe? I was like, really? Really?
I never
So-
mind tying his shoe. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't mind tying his shoe either, but I'm glad he can tie his own damn shoes now.
There you go.
And he's a
I
great
know.
little,
I know.
hey, he's also a great little amateur boxer himself. Yeah.
You can't call somebody with 2 amateur fights a good amateur boxer.
I thought you were. Well, you could. No,
yes,
no,
you can.
could.
If
Yeah.
they say
Yeah.
you can.
I got more sparring rounds than most amateur fighters.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
With everyone.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh, I want to hear more. Oh, guys, I thought we were going to hear more from you, Chris. Come on,
Right.
tell me more stories with these guys.
There are stories that I can tell, and there's stories that I
You can't
cannot tell.
Okay. How is today's grand reopening of the gym making you feel? This is an epic moment for you guys.
It not just brought back memories, but it brings back emotions. Like that, man. There's so much blood, sweat, and tears that happened in there, and all of it is for the good. And and as much as the students gain from that, I gain. I know, like all of us gain.
Yeah, for sure.
It was definitely a growth factory in there.
Yeah.
Lifelong friendship.
Yeah.
You can feel it walking in. You
Yeah.
you can feel the connection between
And-
everyone. It does feel like a family. Like I came to somebody's Thanksgiving.
And as a young coach, I think sometimes we get caught up in wins and losses.
Yeah.
But as you become a veteran coach, it's about the process and making them better people. And if they become better people, the wins and losses in the championships take care of themselves.
And that was my whole goal is to, I always had that saying, academic supersedes everything. You come into the gym and say, Coach, I got a test tomorrow. I said, well, why are you here? Go to the test. The gym will always be here. My goal was to make sure they graduate. But that's what they came to school for. The parents didn't send them here to box, but they happened to box and happened to go to school and do well. Like I said, multitask individual. Proud of all of them.
It's been so many times that some random message on Instagram or a letter or an email, I don't even know how people contacted me like, hey coach, you might not remember me. I just want to tell you that the stuff I learned in UNLV boxing changed my life and it made me who I am. Like, blew me away every time I get one of those messages.
I would have quit school if it wasn't for the boxing team. I was like, what?
Right?
Yeah.
That was you.
I walked on at UNLV, played for 2 years, and then they wouldn't give me to play because I was so small or whatever. So I whatever. So I left and I came in. My boy Max brought me down to UNLV Boxing, and then we started. And it took me a minute, but once I got into it, we were rolling. And then, like you guys said, sparring with cats all around the city, pros and everything.
Hey, Lyle, would you take the microphone and hand it to Greg behind you?
No?
Greg, Greg, you don't have to sit.
Welcome aboard. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Oh, great.
What's
Thank
up,
you
Peanut?
for coming to set. This is 702 Sports on the Sideline.
Two-time
How are
national
you?
champ.
Two-time national champion.
Welterweight.
I think it was 05, 06?
You asked an old man to remember.
05, 06. Listen, a lot of blunt force head trauma. All right. Throughout the years. But
You were also
05,
dropped
06.
on your head as a child. I was a
But
witness.
you
to
did
this.
it. You're the one that dropped me.
You
He's
peed
my
in my-
uncle, by the
Yeah,
way, so
well-
it's all his fault.
You know
It's
why?
his fault.
You,
I like that.
You peed in my bed, so yeah, I dropped you on your head.
That's a prerogative of the
Oh,
baby.
dude, these stories are
prerogative
amazing.
of
This
the
is a
baby.
family.
You get to do stuff like that.
So you asked about a story. I'm
Yes.
looking at Frank and I'm seeing he's wearing the original,
Yes,
the
we're
very
talking about
first
it.
warm-ups we ever have. And so, new team, we know nothing about how NCBA is being run. We know nothing. No other school's even heard of us. So we show up at the national title, and we're all so proud of our silver uniforms, right? All of a sudden, we hear like all the other universities like, who are the Spartans? They didn't say UNLV on them. They just said Spartan on the back. So like, what school does the Spartans go to? Who are the Spartans?
Well, even worse, I think it was the one in Reno, so that'd have been 06. We were supposed to do the UNLV song coming out, and none of us knew it. And so Henry had to Google it and teach it to all of us so that we could do it before Fighters came out. 'Cause
Right at the
none of
last
us had
minute.
any idea.
Sing it now. Can you sing it now?
No idea. We'll
Come
need Henry.
on.
Where's Henry? Right.
We always
I'll
need
follow his
Henry.
lead on it.
And also, Chris is a graduate of UNLV, the only coach that graduated.
Oh,
here.
nice.
In
Nice. What year?
kinesiology.
Yeah, 96.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Congratulations back then.
Took me 4 years. It took me 6 years to get the 4-year degree, but I got it done.
As UNLV.
That's right.
And for me, being a native again, bona fide, it's just inevitable. It makes so much sense. It's confirmation with the success of all the UNLV sports right now, football, basketball, ladies, men's, that the boxing gets the recognition. It's because, again, I remember in 98 when we were making some noise nationally, you know what I mean? And I think Coach had spoke about only the Marines, the Navy, and some of the...
We were the first team outside of a military academy in 30 years or more to win the college national championship.
17 years, Frank. 17 years. 17 years.
I thought it was 37 for regional.
Reno never won it.
First non-military academy to win a national title in 17 years.
Okay, I thought it was...
And we did it with half their numbers.
Yes.
There's only
Oh.
6 of us against their 12 trying to earn points.
Look at that. Look at that. This is a big day for you guys. Look at this. I'm so glad we got to help you reminisce on these stories. It's so cool to be a part of. I'm so honored to be here right now.
And when it comes to holding mitts, nobody's better than this guy right here.
Aw.
Best mitt man in the world.
That's not all there is to boxing, but thanks,
I
Frank.
know, but that's, yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
No, you can...
No, the beauty of it is because we're all under Skipper Kelp's tree. So there's some similarities in how Skip, Chris, myself, Frank holds mitts. But yeah, Chris is Chris sometimes I felt made fighters feel like they couldn't fight because he corrected them. So like, bruh, that's just
He would
not
go to
it.
Randy Couture's gym. What did they call him? There was a name they called him.
I can't repeat that on.
The perfectionist.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Not that name.
Oh, not that name. My
The
bad.
perfectionist.
Yeah.
Because
And he is.
He would literally stop a guy in the middle of mitt work and it correct every move they make. Made him better. But a lot of guys they didn't have the patience. But yeah.
Well, if you couldn't take Chris's directions on the mitts, it's because your ego was too big and you probably didn't belong in the ring anyways.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely had to humble yourself.
Come on
But
now.
it's funny how you could say all the similarities, but we were all completely different.
And those
Chris
guys,
is a perfectionist, and that was good for a lot of them because they needed that. I'm going to kind of let you make your own mistakes, then correct them, and then I may hit you with the mitts. I'm
at
going to
that.
hit you with
Look
the
at
mitts.
that.
It's going to happen.
Look, I had a question too. As former champions, we just had 3 of the young stars on, Terrell, Ja, and Chris. What kind of input as young fighters, life skills, because we know this is life skills, sports really is. What kind of input would you want to give them now that you're older and have experience and you've been champions and you're where they want to be?
To the up-and-coming fighters that want to become champions, show up every day.
That's right.
You get beat up, you have a tough sparring session, show up the next day. That's all you got to do. The universe is going to reward you for that.
So the hardest part is showing up.
Yeah, I would have said similar. My first thought was just the dedication, right? If you dedicate yourself to it and the work that it takes, you'll succeed.
I like that.
And you're going to have bad days. And those bad days will make good days if you stay at it. It's perseverance.
I like that.
And I think the trust they had in us as a coaching staff to understand that we were not going to put them in bad situations that they couldn't handle.
No.
There were times, I know Greg's first fight.
I was saying, I don't know. Y'all kind of threw me in the deep end right off the jump.
Wait. Well, I know he outweighed you. Did you win?
I did.
Okay.
There you. That's all that matters.
So we didn't put you.
Perseverance is the hallmark of a true champion.
All right, but we didn't put
Right,
you
but
in a
he was closer to
situation.
your size than he was to my size.
True.
Right, I do.
True.
I still remember his name, Thomas Riley. Right, and he was ranked 3rd in open amateurs in the nation, and that was my first fight, and he was 20 pounds heavier than me when he weighed in.
But you won.
But you won.
You know why?
Right.
Because the stuff that Chris, Ray,
Yep, what they taught me,
Skip.
punches and bunches.
Yeah.
Right, he thought, all right, I'm bigger than this dude. I'm just going to break him real quick. I'll just knock him out. So he was just throwing haymakers. Right, and I'd eat a punch, and I'd hit him with 3 or 4 in return, and when he didn't knock me out and we went to the points,
Bam.
he got out hustled on it.
Wow.
And that was straight from constant in the gym, punches and bunches, punches and
Showing
bunches,
up.
punches and bunches.
Showing
Body
up,
head,
guys,
body
is the
head,
biggest
body
thing
head.
here.
Yeah, but there was also a scenario that happened to you before you even got to UNLV when you fell on your head in the military. So
Well,
we knew you could take a punch.
That's true. That's true. I was in the Army and I was in the air assault unit. I fell off the rappel tower, and some 40 feet later, I landed chin first and bounced. Boom. And
Wow.
just
Oh my
shook it
gosh.
off and got up. And at that
knew we
point,
could
I
fight
was like,
after
okay,
that.
I can eat a punch if need be.
So I didn't
Try
worry
not
about
to, but-
him being in the ring with somebody 20 pounds heavier.
And
These stories.
And I want to add one thing that is overlooked a lot of times. When we had Chris, Skip, and myself corner, we all knew our place. I was watching the feet. Chris was watching something else, Skip, and we would just slowly talk to each other what needs to be done. When you got into that ring, only one person talked. It wasn't like, do this. No. Skip talked. And he took all of our information and put it together. And the compliments we would get from the other coaches. Man, you guys got the best ring people I've ever seen.
Aw, that's
I
nice.
don't know
That's
how it
really
went for
nice.
the other fighters, but for me, I could hear Skip clear as day. I couldn't hear the crowd. I couldn't hear anything else. But I could hear Skip saying, pull two,
It was
dick to
designed
the
like
body or whatever it was. It was always crystal
Because
clear.
a lot of times what happens, you confuse a fighter, two people saying different things, and you see it even in the pros. We learned to have like a pecking order. Skip was talking when we're out of the when the fight's going on. We would talk to each other. Skip, watch his feet. He needs to keep his feet inside. Or Skip, he's pulling back. His hands are low. And then Skip would just listen to that.
Except with Jason, we took bets to
There
see
was
how many times he would either
All the real stories come.
get tangled up in the ropes
Coach
or
Vaughn, I'm going to get
his
in with
gloves
you
would
after
hit
this.
the canvas before he hit the person.
Well, he was an awkward fighter.
He was so unorthodox, he
Nobody wanted to
became
fight
an
him.
All-American because
All I could
nobody could figure him out.
Nobody wanted to fight him. 'cause
All I could think about was the old school Street Fighter games, right? They had the one
nice.
character that would do the tiger uppercuts, and in the Street Fighter game, is like fist would like scrape the ground on the way up, and that was Jason. Like you never knew where that punch was coming from.
he was not coachable.
No, because Skip, the greatest thing about him, he didn't change who you were. He didn't make everybody fight alike. He brought the best out of what you did, and that's how Jason was able to survive with his being unorthodox. There was kind of a method to it, and a lot of jokes to go along with it. But we had fun. We had a great team. I remember one trip to Reno. Well, we had the official scale that they were weighing in on. So before everybody left the gym, we made sure they were on weight.
Yeah.
We get to Reno. Well, we get to the airport here, and we're looking around going, something's off. Something ain't right. When we get to Reno, we got to weigh these dudes again. And we got 3 or 4 people that are now 2 or 3 pounds overweight, swearing, Coach, I didn't eat. I did not eat. I only took a shower. Like, bruh, your skin doesn't absorb water like that or you would die. So, okay. Oh, well, I had Subway. It only had 2 grams of fat. No, you weren't supposed to eat anything.
There was a bunch of them that seemed to have that problem.
Yes.
That habitually were in a sauna before fights.
Henry.
Oh, no. In Saran wrap?
Well, hey, this is one fight we were at. We didn't have a sauna. I don't know if you were with us. And
The industrial dryer.
Oh, I got that picture. I got that picture on my phone.
So we got
right
an industrial
now.
dryer in the locker room and spun it around till it got real hot. Threw some towels in there to get real humid, and then we put Moon inside there to dry out.
Oh my
I got
gosh.
that
Yeah, it was at
I
Berkeley.
got that
I got the
picture.
picture.
Can you send that to us?
Yeah.
Dream, one team, one dream.
All right, guys, we actually got to wrap this segment up. We have gone a little bit over, so BGC Network that we partnered with might kill me, but that's what editing is for. You guys, thank you so much for
Thank
what you
you.
do. Thank you so much for coming on to us at 702
No problem.
Sports, AA Printing, Cotter Boy Racing. We want to thank you guys so much for sponsoring this. BGC Sports, CCSD. We love you guys. Thank you for partnering with us. And we are always bringing awareness to Best Buddies Nevada and the Care Complex. So UNLV Boxing Gym, we are with the world-renowned champs. And this is Anise and Bonafide. Peace. Come back soon. All right. What's up, guys? It's Anise and Bonafide, 702 Sports on the Sideline, creation for cause. We are here with the UNLV Boxing Club. How are you guys doing?
Feeling great, feeling great. How about you?
I'm good. Wait, I am allowing them to introduce themselves because they have some movie star names, and we all put our movie star sunglasses on so we can have this presentation proper. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves, full titles.
Hey, how's it going on? My name is Terrell Joyner Jr., a.k.a. Mr. Joyner, a.k.a. Tizzle Cage.
Yeah.
I'm the current president of the UNLV Boxing Club.
Woo!
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Taj. I attend UNLV and I box.
Yeah, baby.
My name's Chris. You know, I'm a boxer as well. I'm boxing for UNLV, trying to put them on the map, you know?
Yeah, guys. Welcome aboard. How are you guys doing today?
Feeling great, feeling great. How about yourself?
Happy to be
We're
here.
amazing. We're
Come on, and you know who it is. Your man, not your boy. OG, born and raised native, UNLV diehard fan, bona fide plug to the city, y'all. Represent cultures, network connections, creation for cause, 702 Sports. Blessed to be in you guys' presence, man. You guys inspire us, and just congratulations on everything you're doing.
So tell us how you guys are doing and what it took to get to this event today. This is the reopening of the UNLV Boxing Gym. This is a huge thing in Las Vegas. Boxing was originated here in Las Vegas. Boxing got big here in Las Vegas, and we have our own little culture here in Las Vegas, Culture Network. And this is just a very special event for 702 Sports to be at. So we can only imagine that you guys must be just very excited. Tell us about this event, what it means for you guys, how you got here, and what your future is looking like.
This event is very heartwarming, man. We had like a lot of trouble last year getting the club back on track, but thanks to Jason Fight Capital and a whole bunch of other people, we're back on the map, man. We're going to win a championship for UNLV for boxing, be the best boxing team in college. Just as supposed to help out the community, just show we can represent and just help out and just fight our way through adversity.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Like you said, man, it feels great. UNLV or Las Vegas is like the home of boxing, so it feels great to bring it back to UNLV.
Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy. We're in Vegas, and the Las Vegas University doesn't have a boxing club. That doesn't even sound right. So
That's right.
I'm happy that we got it off the ground,
Yeah.
Thanks to Terrell. He's been a huge part of this. Wyatt, everyone on the team, thank you guys so much because, man, this program changed my life, and I'm sure it'll change a lot of other people's lives as well.
Wait, it changed your life. Tell us, speak on it.
Oh, man, I mean,
Speak on it.
without boxing, there's no life. Like Canelo says, no boxing, no life. Before boxing, man, I was just on the couch eating potato chips, watching Netflix, doing all this, living however I wanted. But with boxing, it put me in check. It don't hurt nobody to get beat up a couple times. So. Hey, so we train at Game Changers, man. We got everything that you need, high caliber. We produce clothing, any type of clothing that you guys need, designs, custom, anything like that. Come support us, high caliber, as well as I do real estate as well. So if you guys are interested in any real estate, go ahead, hit me up, official Chris Amaya on Instagram. But yeah, man, just happy to be here.
Go Chris, go Chris. Like I said at the beginning, we are super inspired by not only the reopening of UNLV Gym, but a real live youth movement, the representation, man, the way you guys speak, who you are in the gym and outside the gym. I wanted to ask you guys, as youngsters, the examples you're setting for other youngsters, what's like 3 things that boxing has done for you? Like whether it's discipline, focus, like give me 3 things that's boxing and working with Fight Capital Gym and some of the things, Terrell, that you guys are leading and doing. What has it done for you?
Boxing basically gave me a new purpose, man. I was, having, I didn't know who I was at first, but going to the gym with boxing is just even like boxing, martial arts, it gave me a sense of purpose again, man. It's really great to just be here. 3 things I want to give the younger generation. Advice is never give up, keep pushing, and just be disciplined. I know discipline sucks, but if you do something
it's great.
For when you train, you're probably gonna hit it. Act like you love it. When you do that, it's gonna get easier.
Fake it till you make it.
Yes, sir.
That's great. No, that's great. You should be very proud of yourself. What about you?
Where
were you before this? Where were you before this?
Before this, I've been a lot of places. I'm not gonna lie. My parents are military, so I've been moving around everywhere. Like I started boxing when I was in Japan. and then it brought me to Vegas, you know. Boxing brought me here, man. You know, boxing I feel like changed my life. Not just with boxing, it gave me stuff to do. You know, life throws a lot of things at you, and it gave me something to look forward to. You know, and just getting better and things of that nature is what brought me here.
Nice. And what's the most exciting thing you guys have done since boxing? Oh, well, Chris kind of stated it at the beginning. He kind of set the path for everybody. Yeah, potato chip eating. No, but what has been the biggest breakthrough that you've noticed with this venture in your life with boxing since it's entered?
That's a good question, actually. Boxing, in a way, is so easy to like get connections. You know, like. At the end of the day, in boxing, since we're in Las Vegas, it's the fight capital. We all just one big happy family. You know, somebody knows this person, and we all just get connected. You know, it's no like, you know, we in the ring trying to hurt each other, kill each other.
It's
but
not a competition against each other, human being wise.
Right, right, exactly. And outside, we just trying to help each other out, push each other. That's the whole point in boxing. It's all about pushing each other, and it's crazy how like we all like, this event. You know, we all get connections. You know, with 702 Sports, any like more fight capital, game changers. It's really crazy.
Yeah, we're so 702 Sports on the sideline is really making it a point. We partnered with Fight Capital, so we're going to be in the gym more, documenting your stories, your progression, having you guys come on and talk sports and community. Of course, we're going to be having some guests, some athletes, and some community leaders come in on the show, but we want their stories intertwined with yours so everybody can meet and greet in one area on a show, on a platform that we can grow from.
Love to hear it.
Now, I just want to say, Terrell is helping us next Tuesday. We are doing a Thanksgiving feast in the park in North Las Vegas at Tonopah Park. So if you have any green beans, rolls, pies, cakes, what else are we looking for? All kinds of food donations. We have partnered with Ministry in Action. We are going to be with Janice Brown. Her nonprofit throws a Thanksgiving meal in the park every year. So 702 Sports and the UNLV Boxing Club has partnered up to help serve that meal. And we are also collecting donations. So make sure to get on our Instagram and check out the details, right? Are you guys going to be at this event with us?
Of course. You already
Yay!
know me.
Oh my God. Okay. So guys, after this event, we have to make sure we get green beans and we get pies and we get rolls. And I think they need some kind of utensils, but we have turkeys, hams, and everything else. And we'll connect with Janice. She was going to actually come to this event today, but I'm not sure. We had our coordinator pass away this week. So
I'm sorry to hear that. Rest in peace.
Thank you, Harvey Austin. We love you. We miss you. You have been a huge fixture in our lives and many lives of so many individuals here on the streets in Las Vegas. And your honor and your legacy will always go on. And it's been a rough week without you, Harvey. That's all I know. But guys, if there's anything else you'd like to say, please do. What kind of pizza are you eating?
Oh, man, this is some pepperoni pizza.
Are you sharing?
Hey, feel free to take some, you know. But the coach told us that this was the best pizza in town, and hey, I might have to vouch for that as well. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not Domino's, that's for sure, but it's good. It's good. So yeah.
I think we got a co-host in Macon for real.
Guys, all right. Hey. Well, we're gonna move on to some more interviews. This is Anise, Terrell, Ross, Chris, Bonafide, 702 Sports on the sideline.
If I want to say one thing.
Oh, please do.
Shout out to Richard Steele's Boxing Gym. Shout out to Fight Capital Gym. You guys are the best. Thank you for pushing me and training me. Appreciate y'all a lot. And shout out to Las Vegas, baby.
Yeah, thank you so much for pushing this man, because wait till you see him in action. And after 3 p.m., they are going to be doing a Hall of Fame inductee ceremony, right? Am I correct on that? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll be filming that and checking it out. So, guys, stay tuned.
Peace. Have a good one. Stay blessed. Keep fighting.
Yeah. What's up, guys? It's Anise and Nick, 702 Sports on the sideline, Creation for Cause. We are at the grand reopening of the UNLV Boxing Gym here at UNLV at MPE 317, and we are with a huge fixture in the boxing and MMA world. This is JROC, everybody. How you doing today?
Good. I'm so excited to be here at UNLV for the new gym opening. You know, it's amazing. You know, we used to be, and I don't know We used to be in a little space over by the soccer field that we called the berm.
Really?
And this is where UNLV Boxing started, was in the berm. You know, I think it was an equipment shed at one point for the soccer team.
Isn't that how boxing gyms start out?
Yes.
Equipment sheds?
Yeah, and it's honestly like, it's kind of, you know, it was grimy, it was old school, you know, it probably smelled a little bit.
Oh, that's definitely a boxing gym. Like,
yes, but like, you know, like all of us that were on, you know, that were boxing, you know, you'll see the picture in there of the team and all the guys, you know, it was the blood, sweat, and tears in there, you know, and we remember the berm and kind of those stinky, grimy,
You guys love
hard
that stuff.
works. Yeah, I mean, that's
You're like
that's
real
what
men
makes you
at that
tough.
point.
Yeah, that's what makes you tough. So it's really cool to see that it's come all this way, and you know, they have a new space here, so it's awesome.
This is great.
They rolled out the red carpet and everything for us. Look at this. Like this is
They sure did.
Like, this is a really cool setup. I really like this. This is nice.
It is really cool, and I'm excited that, you know, the Hall of Fame inductees today, you know, Chris Ben is still my coach.
Is he?
Yeah, because when I was boxing here at UNLV, this is in 99, 2000, 2001, right?
Nice,
So
nice.
long time ago, showing my age a little bit.
It's okay. I'm the same age.
Showing my age a little bit. But I'm still training with Skipper Kelp. I'm still training with Chris Ben. I've never stopped. You know, Chris has always been, you know, just really technical, really sharp. You know, when he was here, you know, he was just always kind of the guy that cleaned us up, and I've stayed with him all the years, you know, and Skipper as well over at Fight Capital. I still train there as well. You know, so for me, it's just like nostalgic thing of all these guys, Xenon, Brett Rather, Joey Massa, like these are all guys that, you know, I've known for 20 years.
You watched the evolution begin from the very beginning, and you were part of the boxing world here in Vegas when it was still the original.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, boxing is the first thing that we actually had here in Vegas, right? Like, we got the Golden Knights now, we got the Raiders, but for the longest time, there was none of that.
It was
you know,
UNLV. That was it.
It was UNLV, and yeah, we had two solid years, and obviously that was the hardest ticket to get. You know, when UNLV basketball, like that was the hardest ticket to get in town. But you know, obviously the UFC kind of injected itself into the culture here in Las Vegas, and you know, so we had boxing and we had UFC, but we didn't have, you know, all these other sports and things that we have now. So Vegas is really growing into the mecca of sports, and I'm really happy to see it do that.
Now, what do you think your role personally has done to affect this? Because
I don't know if my role has done anything,
Come
right?
on,
It's like,
come
you know,
on,
like
JROC.
all the fighters that have come here and really become the fight capital, like the gym says, has really been the growth, you know, in this city, and also just Vegas in itself, like the growth of this city. You know, for me, I've always been a part of seeing those things happen. You know, the UFC obviously was built here, and watching that and seeing that grow from the very beginning. And so I'm just happy. I think it's a great time for Vegas and, you know, sports here. And I'm happy to see it. I welcome it. It gives us something as a community to kind of come together, root for one cause, you know, and it's great.
Definitely.
So
I've actually been interested in martial arts, and boxing is like one of the oldest martial arts out there. And so when I was doing boxing, I just did it for sparring. I did it for exercise. But I've sparred against my friends who were Golden Glove contenders, in, you know, like the very beginning of their careers, and we used to box. Now, what do you think? Like, you know, what do you think makes a difference between someone who's done martial arts into boxing as opposed to boxing to martial arts? And you know what I mean by that? Like,
yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. But I think in any martial art, you know, the discipline factor, number one in martial arts. I'm a big believer in all kids should go into martial arts.
Yes.
I believe that every single child, at some point, you know, to take that, and it just builds this self-confidence. It also builds, you know, your reactions,
Your self-awareness.
and you start building your self-awareness. And so when you do transfer over into other sports, you definitely already have a leg up of, you know, the discipline side. You know, you're already getting over fears, right? Because when you have to spar with people, that's scary.
Oh yeah,
it is. You
It's
don't know if you're
scary.
gonna get knocked out.
It can be scary, and the thing is, like I always, you know, try to tell guys is just remember, like that guy's just as scared as you are. And it took me a while to remember that, you know, because we would go and spar at other gyms, and that's when it gets a little nerve-wracking, right? Because when you're in your own gym and your own kind of space, but when you start going to other gyms and have to spar guys you've never met before, and you guys are trying to kill each other.
Now, I firmly believe if you're going to spar, never take a headshot. I mean, you're already going to be taking plenty of headshots in an actual fight, but I firmly believe that the actual blows to the body actually build better either muscle memory or they build better reaction time, because getting shot to the head is never good. You kind of scramble all the memories around. But in my experience, I've actually gained a lot more reaction time getting body shotted by my friends than I have trying to guard my head. And so that helped me build my reaction time. So if you were going to put let's say we start kids at 6 years old and going into martial arts, would you prefer them going from boxing into a martial art or martial art into boxing?
Martial art into boxing at 6, I would say. But I would integrate both, but I would say jiu-jitsu right away for
Jiu-jitsu would probably be the best one too.
Yeah.
Because you need a lot of high reaction and a lot of high hand-eye coordination, and that alone will go ahead and transfer very well into boxing afterwards, considering that's what you do. You have to move and you have to have great hand-eye coordination to hit your mark.
It's like the new, for me, jiu-jitsu is almost like the new karate, right?
Yeah.
For us, for us in the 80s, right?
right.
I love the 80s.
But, jiu-jitsu as a base and a starting point, for kids, amazing. Again, discipline. It's a one-on-one sport also. Right. So, you got to learn that, you have to put work in and you have to put time in to win things, and life is like this. Right. So I definitely think jiu-jitsu is a starter, and I like boxing, kind of starting to integrate in there, but not not needing to take the headshots at 6 years old. Right.
That's why they give you headgear.
Yeah.
Right.
I think boxing is a culture, with sparring. And I think we were talking a little bit about this earlier, the sparring needs to come down a little bit, especially in the youth, because you have kids leaving their career in the gym because they're taking, they're going through these wars in the gym, and that's kind of the old school mentality, and I'd like to see that kind of, that kind of evolution with the sparring with boxing, because you have seen that in MMA, but with kids, it's, you got to be careful.
Do you think that people that are going to the gym to box, even as sparring, do you think they're trying to go too high into aggression as opposed to just remembering that they're there to warm up, that they're there to hone their skills, as opposed to going to straight in murder somebody?
Yeah.
Like that. That's
but murdering, when someone's in front of you trying to hurt you, instincts just take over. And that's where experience comes in. And we were talking about, I only like to spar with experienced guys because, we're not getting mad every time you land a punch and then trying to come back, right? It's about working. It's about working on things and getting better together. I've definitely been in the wars, a lot of those.
Okay.
But for me, it should be going in there with that sparring partner with the mindset of working on specific things. Hey, we're going to work. Partner drills are the best thing you can do, and working partner drills in live, and then this way, as, the punches are coming and you're fighting somebody at 100%, you're ready. You have that confidence. You've been in the gym. You've done enough of the rounds, and you're ready to go.
Now, you're a big community guy. You're also a big entrepreneur around town. You own a pretty big, pretty well-known men's clothing store called Stitched.
Yes, Stitched.
How did that all cross-wire into each other?
It was one of those things, I think, through, I guess I've always been a bit of an entrepreneur. I was, in the hotel nightlife scene for a long time. At one point, I owned 13 nightclubs, bars, restaurants, that kind of thing, between San Diego and Vegas. And I've always kind of put my hands in a lot of different things. I have a lot of different interests as well. And I've always been kind of that guy. Always had a lot of things going on, and I'm still that way.
Do you think that training as a youth helped you become an entrepreneur and balance and organize your life?
Definitely. I think, and even if it's just the gym and physical fitness of some kind, I think that being in the gym, being in martial arts gave me a discipline. Being in the Marine Corps.
Oh, you're also a Marine.
I was also a Marine and a veteran.
Oh, wow.
They know how to fight, too.
Happy Veterans Day. It's just
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I
actually, it was funny because in 2001, I had a fight scheduled here at UNLV. September 11th happened, and I joined the Marine Corps.
Did you?
Yeah.
From 9/11.
From 9/11.
What was the moment that you said, that's it, I'm joining? Just watching it on the news?
Watching it on the news and getting the calls from my family because, I have a big Italian heritage side of my family that all live in New York and New Jersey. So my mom calling me and crying in the morning and seeing honestly for me at the time, an opportunity for me to do something bigger than myself and, help people. And that's what I had in my heart, politics aside. I wanted to protect my family and I wanted to protect the country and everybody in it. So unfortunately I had to step away from UNLV at that time, but when I did come back, 4 years, when I did come back, I got back with Skipper Kelp, I got back with Chris Ben, my coaches from UNLV, and like I said, I've never left them. I've never left them. So
they're your family. They're your family.
They're the family.
Well, thank you so much, JROC, for speaking with us today. Now, one other thing, I want to hear a little bit about your podcast because I think that's
yes, Straight Out of Lair with my boy Flex Lewis. So Flex is one of the most decorated bodybuilders of all time. He's 7-time Mr. Olympia.
Ooh,
yeah, he's he's the man, undefeated bodybuilder. So really a legend in his world. And so we kind of combined those two worlds of entertainment, fitness, bodybuilding, sports. So we do have a lot of athletes. We have a lot of fighters. On the show, and Flex is fantastic. I've learned a lot from him in the physical wellness space. And I hope I've shown him a few things or given him a few things too. But we have we definitely are heavy in the sports side with boxing and martial arts because it's such a big thing here. But we kind of we kind of go through all the different things. Obviously, bodybuilding and fitness is one of the core demographics for us, and Flex, that's his expertise. But we also bring in some entertainers, as we know we're in Vegas. Yeah. So sometimes we bring some DJs or some singers and that kind of thing. So this way we're kind of getting a nice, well-rounded view on fitness and others from different walks of life. Different jobs, but what they do. We all have some sort of need to have physical fitness in our life. So kind of figuring those out with people.
This is absolutely incredible. Thank you. Guys, 702 Sports on the sideline. We have JROC here, Jason Craig. He is an amazing. Check out his store, check out his podcast, and check him out sometime.
Check me out.
Check him out. Where can we find you? On Instagram?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I am JROC or at Straight Out of the Lair. You'll see me there every week. If you'd like to.
We would love to. We would love to. We would actually love to have you on the show more. You are so entertaining.
Yeah, we got to get Flex too. You'll love him.
Is he coming today?
He's a big buff guy, but he's got a heart of gold. You'll love him.
We love those kind of guys on our show.
He's actually in New York also for the UFC tonight.
Is he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who are you going for? You guys don't bet, do you?
I mean, I probably should bet because I feel like I win every time, but it seems like the one out of 100 bets that I decide that I'm going to put it down, that's the one, Murphy's Law.
Yeah, that's kind of how me and betting are.
But I'm going for John Jones.
Are you?
John Jones, yeah.
Okay, guys. I'm not putting any skin on the game.
John Jones, taking it.
Take that
He's
card.
taking it.
I love this. All right, guys, we're going to get back to this event here. This is Nice and Nick, 702 Sports. JROC in the house. Fight Capital, UNLV. What's up, guys? It's Anise, 702 Sports on the sideline. I am here with Bonafide. Woo! Janice Brown of Ministry and Action Outreach.
Everybody.
Yeah, Miss Riley Osgaria.
And my homie.
And her homie, Alejandro Felix. So, we want to talk to you briefly about Thanksgiving Feast, which is going to be at Tonopah Park from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, where is Tonopah Park in Northtown? What's the address?
Tonopah Park is 204 Tonopah, and it's right behind Jerry's Nuggets.
Okay.
It's right behind Jerry's Nuggets, and that's Tonopah and 5th Avenue. Come out and support us. We're doing authentic Thanksgiving dinner with homemade turkey, ham, green beans, and homemade sweet potato pie. And just coming out. We're also going to have a raffle of backpacks that have toiletries and stuff like that in it. We really thank 702. We thank Best Buddies. We think creation for change.
Creation for
We
cause.
just for cause.
It's all good.
We thank everybody that's coming out and to supporting us. We're a small ministry, but we're growing fast.
That's right.
We also have a team. Now I have a team. We have other ministries that are involved with us. We have Better You, A Better Day Ministries that we are teaming up with. We also have We the People. These ministries we've joined together under an umbrella because you know what? One could put 1,000, but two can put 10,000. And the more you go, the more we can be able to help the homeless out there. You know what I'm saying? So come out and support us. And in advance, we thank you and God bless you.
And just so you know, Janice, the UNLV Boxing Club is fully supporting this Thanksgiving feast. So Terrell, he's in there interviewing right now, but they're going to be coming in and they're going to be helping on the 19th. They're going to be serving food with us. We're going to be doing the live stream, and they're also going to be helping collect food up until the event. So
thank you so much, darling.
you
You know what?
guys.
I
We
love
you.
her.
I love this
Because
lady.
We support down at the Care Complex, 204 Master, and we're down there every first Saturday. Showers, clothes, food,
Pet
services, and you know, and she comes down there and she supports us. We love you guys so much. We thank you for the opportunity to be able to do this. So you know
Love you.
what? We'll see you on Tuesday, and God bless you.
God bless. 702 Sports, Christopher Cause,
My birthday.
Ministry in Action. And Riley's birthday was this week. All right, guys, we're going to go film inside for the Boxing Club ceremonies.
Hello. First, I would like to ask everyone to bow their heads in a moment of silence as we honor with a 10 count to pay the respect and recognition to our UNLV boxing teammates that have passed over the years and can't be with us today. Thank you. Welcome everybody to the UNLV Boxing First Round Hall of Fame. This boxing program has meant so much to so many people. Blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in this ring and all over the country as we fought representing the scarlet and the gray. It's a great day today, and it's amazing. Some of these UNLV boxers, current students, weren't even born when this program started. Through the years, we've had so many talented fighters that went on to become great professionals in everything from business to fighting in boxing, Muay Thai, and MMA. We also had so many great businessmen and women in the Las Vegas community and around the world. This program started in 1997, but we all wish he was here. Mr. Skipper Kelp couldn't be with us in New York. He started with a vision to make UNLV the best in the country. With the addition of coaches Chris Ben, Coach Frank, and Coach Ron, they led our team to the 2006 National Championship. But before that team, there were many national champions that paved the way, that came before us, like some of these great gentlemen over here. And after that team, we were able to pass it on and for others to become great champions. On a quick personal note, I remember the day when I found the flyer and I called Skip and he told me to come in. I thought I was gonna have to go in and fight everybody. I thought that's where you went in and fought. But I got to see people. I remember I saw Lyle. He was the first one to teach me how to jump rope correct. And then Coach Chris said, keep your hands up. And I dropped him, and he slapped me in the face. Right there, I felt like this was a place for me. You know, it's meant so much to me with these guys being mentors to help me grow into the profession that I'm in. Like Coach Skip bringing me under his wing and being part of Fight Capital was always amazing. And like, just being owner there, but I would have never been there if it wasn't for like these three gentlemen that taught me how to fight. And we're there through some of my toughest times when I was in the ring. So I appreciate everybody, and we're about to get this started. And the first nominee that we had up was, God rest his soul, he was a coach, he was a fighter with us in 2006, Joe Brown. Second, although we wish he was all here, Coach Skip's in New York. He's going in second as the godfather of UNLV Boxing, Coach Skip. And the assistant right here, the greatest head coach after, Mr. Chris Ben.
So I'm going to talk a lot. I like to think that the meaning of life is just to make sure your life has meaning. And this place, this gym, these people have a lot of meaning to me. I'm an emotional guy. It shouldn't be, but it is. So I've been in here since we started with Skip. You know, they had the vision. I just kind of was along for the ride until we started kind of figuring out our way within collegiate boxing. And man, I watched a lot of people grow up in this gym, in this ring, and I was one of them. Learned a lot about life. Boxing is life, in a sense. For the young guys on the team, life is hard. Boxing is hard. You want to get good at life, you do hard things, and this is one of the best things you can do. About learning discipline, about learning self-respect, about learning how to take yourself out of your comfort zone. That's what life is all about. And these are the lessons that you learn in this ring. You learn that you can do things that you would never imagine you could even do. You know, I never came into this to even fight, you know, because I had my issues growing up. And next thing I know, I'm coaching people. I'm like, shoot, I guess I got to fight. If I'm going to stand on the outside of the ropes and tell people in here what to do, I need to get in and know what it's like to really be able to participate as a team member. I wrote some notes. I haven't been looking at them yet. Skip's not here. Really, he was the backbone, like Jason said, the godfather of it. He had just that whole experience of boxing that he could teach us, but he was also a really unique individual, just as a great person. We all learned a lot about being a man, about being a good neighbor, about being a good citizen from Skip. I wish he was here. I know he's doing some good things right now. Frank, man, if there was anything you needed done, there was no job too big or too small for Frank. And he was like made up with everything with enthusiasm. Like it was just a pleasure to come in the gym and know Frank was gonna be there helping everybody out. Like we've had a lot of good coaches, Ron, and the level of individual characters that we've had. I wish I could stand here and tell you every crazy Dave story, rest his soul, he's one of the ones that aren't with us. So much to say. I've mentioned in the interview that every once in a while you just get a letter or an email or something from a student. I might not even hardly remember them. And they were like, hey, I just want to let you know that UNLV was the boxing gym was the only reason I stayed in school. It taught me things that I needed in life. And you know, here we are, we're just like, hey, we're just teaching some guys boxing, we're having fun, we're competing. But it was a lot more to them, it was a lot more to me. And I think I have one more thing to say. Whether or not, when you first walked into this gym, it doesn't matter if you became a national champion, it doesn't matter if you just had 1 or 2 amateur fights, it doesn't matter if the only thing you ever did was spar in this ring, or even just hit a bag. there's something that you gain from this experience that's going to make you a better person, more successful in life. Don't ever underestimate the effort you put into something positive. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be one of the coaches and be one of the founding fathers of the gym. And I'm really excited to let Jason take it where it's going to go. Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you, Coach. Before Coach, next fighter, Mr. Greg Murrell.
So I didn't prepare a speech because then it would take 3 hours once I got talking. I was aware of the UNLV program from before I even started. Ron is my uncle, so I was aware of it. But I graduated high school, went to the military, joined the Army, did some boxing there. And the second I was out, I was coming to UNLV specifically because I wanted to come be part of this program. You know, I was already standing on the shoulders of giants, you know, national champs that had been in the first early years. And I remember coming in and starting my training and, you know, refining style, getting coached instead of just kind of naturally doing it, learning not to duck face down thanks to Joey Mazza's uppercut. Like Chris just said, the boxing program is the reason that I stayed in school. I went the first semester without being able to get a match. Going on the second semester, I'm a broke college kid, was thinking about not doing it, and I found out they got me a match. And so I immediately figured out how I was gonna be able to pay, how I was gonna be able to stay and continue with the program. And it's meant a lot of good friends come out of here. You know, it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but to the younger crowd, it's worth it. You know, have fun with it, enjoy the times, and you'll get out of it what you put into it. Like I said in the great movie Dodgeball, perseverance is the hallmark of a true champion.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg. Next, let's go Uncle Ron, Greg's uncle.
I just want to give thanks to Skip. If you would have asked me in 2000, would I have been coaching boxers instead of basketball? I grew up with boxing and basketball seemed like that's where I was going to be. I played overseas, and I didn't even think about boxing. I was doing sports radio when the program started. I was actually doing commentating on for UNLV Boxing, and I would have Skip on the show, and we just get talking boxing. He's like, yo, you need to come train at my gym. So I started training at the gym, and he said, yo, you want to help me out? And I was like, no, I don't want to train fighters. He's like, but you want to help me out? It took about 3 years for that Jedi mind trick to work. And finally came over here, started helping them and Chris and Frank welcomed me with open arms, and it's just been a pleasure. And from that moment, Skip, this is the kind of guy he was. Skip has all the credentials in the world. I trained MMA fighters. I've trained some of the guys you may have heard of, Randy Couture, who's a Hall of Famer and champion, Forrest Griffin, Vito Belfort, Vanderlei Silva, Johnny Hendricks, who's a champion, Rico Rodriguez, Frank Trigg, who was a contender, Martin Compton, a contender, and I got all these guys because of Skip. He actually kicked me out of his gym. He's like, hey, you coach these guys, don't come back to my gym. This is what you need to be doing. Now, rightfully, because of his experience, he could have taken these guys and coached them, and they would have done well, because he's a great coach and he's a great guy. And I would have had no problem with that. But he was like, no, you can do this. This is what you're meant to do. And as a young coach, you start worrying about wins and losses. And as you kind of develop yourself in this game, it's more about developing the characters of the men and women that you train. If they become championship people and the process allows them to become championship fighters, that's just icing on the cake. It's been an honor and a privilege to be with these guys. We had a ton of fun. Most of the stories we could not tell, except for Frank, who tells stories about himself when you should be dead. Like those stories that come later after you passed away and they tell them. Not during a trip in the airport where you scared all of us. There's stories about my nephew. Actually, I'll tell only part of the story. We left him at the hotel. He didn't want to get up. He was in his room, and it's like, you're gonna leave him? Like, he's a grown-ass man. Yeah, I'm gonna leave him. He's been in the military. He'll figure it out. He gave the taxi driver, I think, $100 to get him to the airport. He made it on time. But we had a lot of fun. We had guys One great story is UNLV we had the official scale for the Nationals. So all of our kids weighed in here before we got on the plane that night to go to Reno to the Nationals. We get to the airport, Skip, Frank, Chris, myself, we're looking at these guys going, something ain't right. We're looking at them like, nah, we need to weigh these dudes when we get to Reno. We weigh them, and there's like 4 guys overweight swearing that they didn't eat, but they only took a shower after they made weight at the gym. It's like, bro, your skin doesn't absorb water like that or you would die. We're like, okay, well, I had a Subway sandwich, but it only had 2 grams of fat. But you weren't supposed to eat anything, you were on weight. But those are some of the trials and tribulations that we went through. And with this, with athletics, one, it's confidence. It's confidence building. But whatever you want to do in life, to be great, dare to be great. But it doesn't come without sacrifice. And you have to make that sacrifice and put in the work. And if you put in that work, good things will happen for you. It's happened for this program. It's happened for me. I wouldn't be the coach that I am today without this program. I even made it into a video game. So hey, with the signature do-rag. I appreciate the program. I appreciate Jason restarting the program. Frank and Chris for helping me along the way, and all you guys for just really working up on it. I appreciate every moment. It's been a blast, and let's do this. Let's win some more titles.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Next, Mr. X, presenting the law.
My freestyle skills isn't that great, so I'll do some stuff. Yeah, I am probably good at video.
That looks like more than 5 minutes.
I read it last night. Put me on timer right now. Here we go. So 25 years ago, I walked into the women's soccer storage unit that was built into the side of a hill. I was a senior in high school, and I just moved to Las Vegas from California, and I was a kid getting in a lot of trouble. I was told by a friend of mine that there was a recently retired title contender and a personal trainer from the sporting house that was starting a boxing club at UNLV, and they might be able to keep me busy and keep me out of trouble. So I came to the UNLV Boxing Club, and what I ended up finding was a family. And every year that family evolved. Seniors graduated, the weak were weeded out, new guys came in, but the glue of the family was 3 of the best professors that I could have asked for at UNLV: Skip Kelp, Frank Slaughter, and Chris Ben-Tchavtchavadze. I don't know if they knew that in starting a boxing club that they were also signing up to be father figures. Not only did they teach me the fundamentals of boxing, they taught me so much more. Skip, now looking back at it, I can't imagine the stress that was going on with Skip, because he was just a recently retired fighter, title contender, and he probably knew he had a lot left in the tank, and he could still keep going. And he had 4 kids at home. So I can't imagine the stress that was going on in his head. But that motherfucker showed up every day.
You got this? You got it?
Yeah, he showed up every day. He had a smile on his face. And he taught me to take advantage of all the doors that open for you. And Frank, I still remember a conversation that we had in 2006 when you told me about the inevitable housing crash and recession that was to come in 2008. And from that, I learned how to think ahead, think 2 steps ahead, and always be skeptical. Chris, you, no matter what anybody says, you're the GOAT with the mitts. You taught me so much. You taught me so many technical skills in boxing. But you also taught me the importance of having big credit and a diversified portfolio. So thank you, coaches.
I want to thank my parents.
Woo!
Waking up in the morning, doing my road work, coming to class, coming to practice, going back home, going to LVC. The laundry really piled up, and my mom, thank you. I thought I was going to be a badass and wake up at 5 a.m. I'd set my alarm. I'd press snooze, and try to get up, press snooze again. And I tell myself, motherfucker, how bad you want this shit? Get up, you gotta do your road work. So I finally get up. It's like 5:30. My mom's already awake, making breakfast, doing the laundry, doing the dishes. My mom's a fucking superhero. My dad, I thought he was an insomniac, but now I know that he was just a man in his 40s, and he was up late because he was probably thinking about ways to get us out of the apartment that we were living in. And while he was up late, that motherfucker studied VHS tapes of my fights, and he would try to give me pointers. And I would always take them with a grain of salt, and I would thank him. But it was just his interest in what I was doing that was the single biggest motivation for me to be good at boxing. Sometimes I don't want to talk about boxing because I kind of have some regrets. I think I could have taken it further and whatnot. My wife is now telling me to, embrace this part of my life, and I'm so thankful that Crocco was rebuilding the program, and I could be a part of it without any monkey on my back or anything like that. My time representing UNLV in the ring was some of the best years of my life. The family, the camaraderie, the fucking epic parties after nationals. They were the best years of my life, for sure. After fighting for UNLV, I worked different jobs. I started a business, bought some nice things, lost some of those nice things. One thing I realized is that there's no recession or pandemic, bad business decision or natural disaster that could ever take away the core memories, the family, and the national championships that I have. And if anyone or anything ever tried to take a national championship away from me, it's all good because I got 3 of those motherfuckers.
Coach, you got to follow that.
Oh, he will. Get ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Frank.
5 minutes, Frank. 5 minutes. I'm going to keep it short. The first person I ever met in this UNLV was Chris Ben. We were taking microbiology together. And this guy was limping in and doing all this. And I just had knee surgery. So we were 2 guys that were kind of crippled in class. Fast forward, I see him at the sporting house. And one of my friends was a pro boxer named Stevie Delgado, God rest his soul. And he said, man, I got this great kid, Frank. And he said, who is he? I'm looking for this black guy. I said, where is he? That kid over there, that Asian kid. And now all I had to see Skip do a couple of, this, man, he's got some legs on him. So fast forward, Stevie Delgado was murdered, and I was headed to Massachusetts with my family. We had an accent, and I think it was Chris that called and said, Frank, Stevie's in trouble. I said, what kind of trouble? It's my homeboy. Stevie was dead. And so Stevie was Stevie was supposed to be where I was on the boxing team, and he would have been a much better coach than I could ever be. But when I came with these young men, and we had females too, all I wanted to be is the best I could be. I wanted to be a mentor to these people. I wanted to make sure that the first goal was to graduate from UNLV. And if they did that, that's all I needed. The second goal is what they did themselves. They persevered, they come to the gym every day. Some of these people had work, and I said, wow, these kids are amazing. They work,
they got to keep their grades up, and they come to the gym 6 days a week, and they're graduating. That was my biggest gift, is to see these people graduate. And now my biggest gift is see me growing up. They got families, their wife, they're married, kids, and everything. But that, I'm going to end up real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Papa got Rolling Stone. That was the best ring walker that's ever had at UNLV. I'll never forget that. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Rest.
Brett, you're up next. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett Rather.
Guys, my name is Greg Murrell. I'm honored and proud to be a part of this family and brotherhood. And as Chris said, and one of the quotes that stuck with me is Floyd Mayweather, boxing is real easy, life is much harder. The lessons I learned in this room have changed my life and made me a better person. And boxing taught me the value of hard work, discipline, and the amount of time it takes to pursue excellence. I want to thank my dad, Bob Rather, for being my biggest fan and supporter. He's the one who got me started in boxing. When I walked up to him one day when I was 10 years old and hit him like this. So he put me in the gym the next day. And after a few years at Fight Capital, I joined the boxing gym at the OG gym here in the back shed, and the rest is history. So now I know that my name is etched here with UNLV, and the history of UNLV means a lot to me, as his name is out on the football field, and it means the world to me, so thank you. I want to thank everyone else that came before me, that built this program. I want to thank all the coaches, Frank, Chris, Skip, who's not here right now. A lot of work has gone into this. You've changed our lives and made us real fighters and better people, so thank you. I want to give a special shout out too to Coach Chris Ben. There's a story I told Skip the other day at Fight Capital that he didn't know, and as we were driving the weigh-ins at West Point, we got in a car accident. There was a off-duty officer who fell asleep doing 80 miles an hour and T-boned us on the side of the road at 6 in the morning. And had he not moved the wheel at the last second, it would have probably struck you, and you would have been severely injured, and possibly not with us today. We got to weigh-ins and they tried to disqualify me because we showed up late. Like I didn't make weight at heavyweight. Like, come on. And you fought to get me in there, and that led to me winning the national championship. So thank you. And Skip isn't here right now, but Skip taught me the value of when it's time to train hard and stop moving around. And he taught me that by hitting me with the left hook in the liver and dropping me. So thank you, Skip, for being the first person to make me touch the canvas. Thank you. Boxing gave me something I can be passionate about, succeed in. I love competing, and it's one of the highest forms of competing in sports. It's not for everybody. If it was easy, more people would be doing it. That hard work built traits that I carry with me throughout my life and my career today. So it's my turn to give back. I want to help Jason. I want to help build this program. I want to come to Fight Capital here and help train the next era of fighters in UNLV Boxing. I'm honored to be recognized in the Hall of Fame, and I'm grateful to be here to share this moment with all of you today. And to close this out, before every fight, we used to shout, represent. So I'd like to get one more right now. On 3, represent. 1, 2, 3, represent!
Mr. Lyle Nixon.
Thank you, brother.
Wow. Truly blessed. I'm truly blessed to have all you guys here to honor us and the ones not able to be here. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get a round of applause for you guys. I also want to say a big thanks and publicly. She always gets it personally, and I love her with all my heart. She is my heart. My mom right here, with your yeah, it's wow, it feels weird being in this ring. Had so many battles, sparring with a Coach Chris and Frank pushing us till we can't go no more. And then the next day said, let's do it again. But it made me into the man I am today, and I can't complain. Because I'm able to take care of what I need to, and life be lifing, but I got a good background, so we're ready to fight at any time. But, yeah, one of my best things, one of the memories that really stand out to me was we fought in Seattle. It was at the Prestige Seattle Athletic Club.
Yes.
Towers, you get your own room, it's got gyms, different floors and stuff like that. And my mom lived in Seattle at the time. And so it was real upscale. Everybody was suited and booted. They came in. My mom came in with her boyfriend, and they handed him drinks and the Snickers right when he walked in. And I was fighting a guy that I had fought before and stopped like the first or second round. But that fight was the first fight that she actually got to see. And it was that was very special to me. That was very special. Another thing I want to say is thank you to all the coaches. And I appreciate you guys. Yeah, a family to this day, like you call them, or like Coach Frank's gonna call and check on you, regardless. Out of the blue, could be a year or two later, you haven't seen or talked to them. And I appreciate one time I had gotten in a car accident, and it happened to be on the southwest side. Yeah, and I think he just recognized my truck. He had a big truck at the time, and he,
I recognize you standing on the side of the road.
There you go. And then 2 seconds later, he's coming in, he's like, oh, you okay? What's going on, dude? Broke it down to him. The lady was drunk. She knocked into me, and the car flipped over. We had to pull her out and stuff like that. It was very, it was a crazy situation. But Frank just being there, just to make sure I was good, that meant the world to me.
Aww.
And, thank you. I appreciate it. But it's been many times like that. With all of them. And Skip too. Skip, actually a man of all trades, he got me my first loan for my first house. And Xenon actually sold me the house. Yeah. And then the prices that Chris talked about happened, and I no longer have that house, and lost some money and then all that type of stuff. But it is what it is. We're good now. But I want to, wow. Good times. Yeah, good times. I want to keep on you guys, but I want to say, I remember Skip and Chris. We used to have a thing that last round. And it was kind of something we had in the gym too when we were training. It was, or the last fighter of the night. Close the show. So, all right. Hey, you guys all appreciate it, and thank you guys again.
Woo!
Another round of applause for these gentlemen. Before we go, we got some special announcements. First, Vice President, one of the captains, Lyle Nixon.
Woo!
To start out, I just wanted to give a thank you to everyone who showed up. Honestly, Coach has been hyping this up for us, and without his support, none of you guys would have come. You guys would have been like, oh, UNLV has a boxing club again? And so I'm just really grateful for everyone here, all the coaches, the past team members. We give another round of applause for just everyone. I really appreciate it. And so, in hearing all these stories from all the past team members and coaches, I feel just very honored to be inheriting this legacy of it. I can't reminisce on all past club activities because I'm first year of starting everything like this, but I can hope to create new memories, create new legacies with Terrell, Jaden, Carlos, Mojo, Caleb, Diego, everyone out there. It's filled me with a lot of joy to be able to carry on this legacy that you guys have created, and hopefully in 10, 20 years, I can come back and sit here with the next generation and say, I was part of this. I was part of this, they were part of this, and it's really amazing. And I'm gonna keep it pretty quick, I don't have much to say. I just wanna, one thing, without the help of my fellow students, Jaden, Carlos, Terrell, Mojo, Caleb out there, Diego, none of this would be possible at all. I know a lot of us have spent like hours and hours talking about how are we gonna plan this event, what are our events for the future, and without them, without everyone working together, none of this would be possible. We're hoping to have fights planned in the future at UNLV, and none of that is going to be possible without the support of all the community, all of my fellow students, and the support of all of the former members and coaches of the team. So I really hope to work with you guys in the future. I'd be open to having you guys coach and just help out wherever you guys can. So I'd like to pass off to Terrell now. Giving one more round of applause for everyone out here.
No Frazier was 2026 national title. Insane.
I'll give you a year.
Okay, 1 year.
We'll get 2025. We'll get 2025. Hey everyone, I just want to say I'm very grateful for everybody in this room. It's very hard for me to see everybody, see the past coaches and teammates here just giving back to us and just being here with us. It's a very heartwarming thing because we had some difficulties last year, and the club got shut down to the help of Jason, Fight Capital. We got it back on track. I just want to give foremost that we're gonna have like a lot of big things planned on coming soon. This Friday we have our first fights coming up. Our fighter Kevin gonna be there to fight. So give a round of applause to Kevin and Wyatt. And then we're gonna have a big toy drive. Then we'll get back to the community. So we're also gonna help out with some of those sports. Thanksgiving too. Give a round of applause to them. We're also gonna have a big, our own little fight invitation we'll have here on campus in February. So be there, watch us kick some butt. Round of applause.
Yeah. The last thing, I'm gonna say, this really is a part of it. I can't think of one person in here that didn't punch me in the face and I didn't punch them. It's something you roll, you bond with. We've had so many people. Big West, love your brother Flex, love your brother. They're family. Everybody in here is family. And we're gonna take this a lot further, over and over and over. We're gonna build something special. We're gonna get it back to where it used to be, back to the 2006. Half the stories that we want to tell, there's children here, we can't. Maybe a couple. But again, like you're saying, represent on three. 1, 2, 3. Represent! Thank you, everyone.